It'll ask for you to say, okay.
So I think we have our three. Good evening and thanks for joining us, everyone. You're a special population. You said yes to your interest in our Verto Vol program. You hadn't confirmed the last we checked, and if that had changed, let us know. We can certainly go into our records and see that whether we have a confirmation from Verto. But we wanted to give you the opportunity to ask questions, clarify both the University of Tennessee's spring semester, any questions you have about the curriculum relative to Richard Bland College, the countries that you might be going overseas. So we're actually here to facilitate a conversation and to give some comfort relative to a tentative yes. So Samuel, Owen, and Isabel, and Scott, if you have questions, first of all, let's ask this. Have you confirmed yet that you're going to Verto, or are you awaiting to hear some answers to questions relative to the program?
I'm doing it, yeah.
You are doing it, Samuel?
Yes.
And you've already confirmed?
Yes.
And Owen, have you confirmed?
I have not paid my deposit yet, but I'm leaning towards it.
Very
I'm
good.
95% sure, for sure.
We love hearing that. And Scott?
Yeah,
You
I'm here with Sam and just listening in and
okay.
want to see if there's any other kind of questions or details that are going to come up. But yeah,
Sure.
he's all signed up.
Yay.
Awesome. And the Isabel, I think is Sophia.
I'm sorry.
Is
I
it
didn't-
Sophia? The bottom, maybe. My screen. Isabel, I think is the student is Sophia.
Sophia.
Yes.
So Sophia, are you confirmed?
No, not yet. Just,
Okay.
looking to get
Well-
some information.
Well, we just wanted to touch base on that because we will check our records with Verto. We want to make sure that we've designated you correctly. Our Verto partners are part of a two-program Road to Rocky Top, and you selected the Verto. What this is a phenomenal overseas program that provides academic support while you're experiencing another country and having opportunities of experience that go above and beyond the academic. Our Verto students will have mentors, advisors. You will be accruing credit. So with our college partners with Richard Bland, you will be accruing general education credits that will transfer into the University of Tennessee for spring 2022. You do not have to fill out another application. Once we have your confirmation and we get midterm grades. So what we do is, and this is for this program and we don't do it for anyone else. We look at midterm grades. So in October, the grades that you've accrued from the affiliated college, we will look at and offer a conditional admission. And that will allow you to do that next step components for transfer admission in spring. So we want to make sure you get in line for housing for spring, to get an orientation for spring. So those midterm grades are critical to us, and our Verto partners send them to us very quickly as soon as they're available. And that allows you to do next steps. And as long as you are doing satisfactory progress, and we know you will, we will see you in the spring, and you will be an incoming first-time transfer in the spring. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And once we admit you, now when you go to Verto Vol with the University of Tennessee, we consider you orange. Everybody looks good in orange, don't they? you're a UT student. The distinction is that you've got a group of people, and there are multiple people going to the 3 countries that are involved, which is delightful for us because you will be partnered with people who are like-minded. You're coming to Tennessee. That's your goal. And that's always a positive thing, being with people who are coming your direction and will be experiencing what you are in London or Italy or Costa Rica, and then coming to UT. Heather and I saw last night the accommodations in some of the locations, both in Italy and London, and gosh, we want to go. Are we too old? We're probably too old. We want to go. We didn't have anything like that when I was at UT. It sounds like a wonderful experience, and we have vetted the coursework through our College of Arts and Sciences to make sure that those courses are transferable. That's important to mom and dad, to make sure that you're not only getting this wonderful experience, but you're also accruing credit that goes toward your freshman year. Did I see a question? Did it come up or?
Yes, I was responding. The question is there a credit minimum or maximum available to transfer to UTK that are earned at Verto? And my understanding is students earn between 12 to 16 college credits during their travel in the fall. Is that correct, Josh?
Yep, 12 to 16. You got it.
And the GPA, and the other question is also, is the GPA minimum 2.5 or 3.0? I've seen both listed.
You know, here's the thing. Typically, we want you to come in with a 3.0. You've got an individual instructor, basically, mentors and advisors. Students who are from like a 2.5 to a 2.99 will review holistically. What we're trying to do is see that you are demonstrating collegiate ability. How do you do college work? By showing you can do college work. So we will continue to evaluate you. If you have a 2.99 and we're thinking a minimum of a 3.0, you will go to holistic committee, and there might be a hiccup in a paper or that type of thing. What we want to determine, are you college ready? So if we can make that determination within those GPAs, we'll do so. So I know you'll earn good grades. And the incredible thing about the program is the small number of students who are attached to a cohort. That means individualism, that you have people who are helping you with assignments, navigating that academic path, in addition to allowing you to experience the city, the country, all the plans that they have.
Yeah. Can I add to that really quick, Norma?
You jump in. Absolutely. It's your
No,
program.
it was so great. And before I do that, I have to say, Heather, I love that checkered dog in the background there. That's really making me smile.
Thank you.
To Norma's point about just being engaged in academics, to be honest with you guys, it's hard for students to underperform on Verto semesters because the courses are designed around things you're doing every day, people you're meeting, experiences you're having. And I think students, like, they really have to make an effort to disengage if they want to underperform in that way, because, you know, for an example, if you're studying development in Costa Rica, you get to go and visit communities who are going through the issues that you're studying academically. If you're studying politics in London, you're looking at Brexit, which is so relevant to that culture right now. And that's the point, to understand where you're living through the eyes of people that live there, through the things that are actually happening. So I just, that got me excited, because that was a really great segue, Norma.
No, and you go ahead if you want to share some more information. I remember, folks, that I'm looking for an administrator lens. Josh will be looking through a Verto lens. So questions about day-to-day, anticipating day-to-day activities, what's the expectations day-to-day, feel free to ask. Our Verto partner will know all about that. Or if you have other questions about the University of Tennessee transfer, we can help with that as well. Do you feel comfortable with your decision? And we hope the others will make a good decision too.
Then where you plan on going?
I'm doing Costa Rica.
Mhm.
Intense.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
Now that's more of a hands-on learning and that one, right, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Actually, I can show everybody if they're interested. I have a really cool slideshow to pull up if you guys want.
Absolutely.
Cool.
That'd be
Let me do that.
awesome.
But
I'm gonna
Costa
mute
Rica,
my
is a
golden
really
doodle is
dynamic-
barking. I'm gonna,
Can you guys see that? Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. And anyone interrupt me, shut me up. I get excited about this stuff, so I go on for a while. So here we go, man. I can't wait till we can do these things in person. I don't have to share my screen anymore. Okay, so let's go through Costa Rica. If anybody here isn't familiar yet, we have two types of semesters: field semesters and on-campus semesters. Costa Rica is the field semester. So Sam, get ready for a semester in the sun, lots of awesome jungle vegetation, amazing fruits, and just really cool cultures to experience. The way that field semesters are typically structured is that they're kind of like spoken hub models, we call them, where students are kind of immersing in a different area throughout the country, throughout the semester. And typically we have courses that are relevant to where they're living. So a typical day on a Verto semester, let's say you've got development class in the morning, you guys might go do a community visit. You might take a boat down a river to go visit a village that's kind of like deep in the jungle to study irrigation systems or understand how, I don't know, Western influence is impacting ways of people living in a traditional lifestyle. Then you guys come back as a group, have lunch, maybe go to a restaurant, maybe get a home cooked meal at the base house, and then have classes and look at what you've done through an academic lens. That's a typical day with Verto, but it really depends on you know what point in the semester you're in. You can see some of the courses that are available next fall. We will have more options for students than just this. So we have some flexibility even to take things like calculus if you'd like. So lots of options there. Bienvenidos a Costa Rica. If anybody's a language buff, I mean, what better way to learn a language than study Spanish in a Spanish-speaking country? So that's also an option in Costa Rica. We've got Turrialba as one of the hubs here. Really, really cool. Beautiful base house I'll show you guys that we live at. And of course you get to eat all the, I don't have to tell anybody here that food is the best part about traveling, right? So you get to experience all of that too. And our students right now in this semester are really kind of digging the Costa Rican food scene. This is one of our base houses we typically stay at in Turrialba. Pretty swanky digs. Head to the Instagram page. There's a really, we have a student who did a TikTok like tour of the space house, and it does it way more justice than these pictures do. So check that out if you like. There's a deck to chill out, hang out, a night at an area at night where you can kind of make a campfire and just hang out and study or sing songs or do whatever you want to do. This is that shot I was talking about for our development course. We visit communities that are just off the beaten path, and this would be your classroom for the semester in Costa Rica. Of course, we do all the adventure stuff, whitewater rafting. We do rope rappelling. I get anxiety looking at this because I'm really not good with heights, but this is your call. If you're braver than I am, you can do these things. So all of this stuff is kind of built in to the semester. Lots of really cool community visits and geo visits. We've done visits to Earth University in the past where they're looking at conservation, sustainability. So again, really showing students what careers in these subjects might lead to if that's kind of the way they're thinking. And of course, lots of time at beautiful beaches. Yeah, everyone with me so far? Sound good? Awesome.
Really with you. Can I like get in a suitcase?
Yeah, oh my gosh. We'll steal you away from UT, guys. Don't tempt us.
Josh, Shawneen was telling us yesterday that Spanish proficiency was not necessary in order to go to Costa Rica. You can learn the fundamentals as well as increase your skills if you do have those.
Great point. If a student wants to, they can take Spanish at the college level with Verto. 3 different levels: beginner, intermediate, advanced. You don't have to take Spanish or know any level of Spanish to come into this program at all. We've got program leaders and staff members to be that bridge between the communities and students. So if there's a language barrier in that way, that's really becoming challenging for somebody, the program leaders and staff members step in and help them kind of navigate that barrier. That's a great challenge to learn to overcome. Honestly, we see students grow in so many different ways. And I think that's a really good way to gain skills and just yeah, life skills that are going to stick with you to be able to navigate a language barrier like that. And we have support systems to help you do that. That's a really, really good point. Yeah, and if students want to, they can just learn the bare basics to, like, you know, where's the bathroom? I'm hungry. I'm not feeling good. Like, we'll teach you those phrases just so you can keep yourself healthy and safe, obviously. Great point. Okay, La Fortuna, another hub in Costa Rica, famous for that volcano there you see in the background. It's not active, so don't worry. This is the base house we typically stay at in La Fortuna. This is more kind of like a bungalow style vibe. This is an overhead shot of the compound. It's a pretty cool complex there. And one thing with these guys is we don't operate in areas that we haven't operated in before, that aren't familiar with, like, having students from abroad stay with them and immerse themselves in their culture. These are all places that are trusted and we've used before and love. And more importantly, the people love sharing their culture with us and people from outside. So they're really, really special places. There's a shot at night. This is the mess hall there. Meals are included in Costa Rica, so that's always a plus. Good Costa Rican home cooking. You guys saw this picture. That's Brian, one of our past instructors. He's awesome. He taught a development course 1 year. That's another thing too I can talk about. The faculty we hire are so excited to work with students in this transition point in their lives. They are not only experts in their academic fields with masters and PhDs, but they have experience leading programs in these regions, working with young people, and we're very selective about who we kind of bring on to lead these trips. So they make the program special. So, you know, if, like, Sam, you're out in the field one day and you are really into, like, an NGO visit, you can pull Brian aside that night and say, like, hey, can we talk more about what we did? I want to learn more about this and dig more into it. Which is why, again, it's so easy to just engage in a really, really amazing way with your academics, which is the point with a semester like this. So yeah, it's really cool. And Costa Rica, of course, beautiful. Oh my gosh. We do a hike up that volcano if students want to as well.
Wow.
Again, I'm not good with heights, so your call. And yeah, just amazing waterfalls and jungles and places to see. Cool. So that is Costa Rica. I can jump into, yeah, more pictures here. Yeah.
So Owen and Sophia, where were you thinking about going?
I was thinking Costa Rica too. That was like my thought going into this.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And hopefully that gave you a little bit more of an insight. So that's
Yeah.
Sophia, any thoughts for you?
Maybe Italy.
Okay. I love Italy.
You can't go wrong. It's Italy. Yeah.
You couldn't go wrong with any of them, really. All the choices. Definitely.
Would it be helpful to run through Italy and what that would look like?
Sure. Yes, please.
All right, let's go back.
I would love to see.
I have a big picture of pizza because, you know, it's Italy.
Yeah. And so good.
All right, here we go. So on-campus semesters with Verto are a little bit different. These are really good for students who want to forge their own journey, rather than being in base houses, kind of like off the beaten path areas. Students in Europe with Verto, when they're not in classes, they have the freedom to explore on their own. So if anybody wants to get involved in anything that the city has to offer, we've got resources to help you do it. And again, you talk about courses being relevant to where you're living, art history, philosophy, like what better place in the world than Milan to study those different things. I think one thing too, I forget just being in America is we're such a new country relatively. And when you're in a city with a history as deep and rich as somewhere like Milan, you can feel it. And it's such a cool experience to have. And I love our curriculum here in particular. The way these are, the big way these are different, I guess, is that students are going to a study center for classes. And in Milan, that study center is the Università Cattolica. I'll go back to this one. So if you've ever wondered, like, hey, what is it like to be a college student in Europe? This is a really cool way to experience it. You'll be with other Verto students, other Verto Vols students, but you'll be physically taking classes at this campus in Italy. I'm going to mute the sound there while I'm talking. You'll live in a residence hall, much more similar to a college dorm style. We do suite style dorm rooms with a kitchenette. Students can cook on their own. So that's a good skill to learn how to cook on your own in Italy. I would have done very well to have had to do that in college. and they go to classes on their own. What we do is give every student a local metro card so you can get to the campus on your own. It's no more than 20, 25 minutes away. And again, you're really free to explore the city on your own. So if you want to get involved in art classes, sports club, cooking classes, if you want to take Italian, we can help you do all that stuff. We've got great resources for students to do it. And my gosh, there is so much to do and see in Milan. One thing we do as well, and I'll go back to the slide here, is we take students around the cities. So Florence, Verona, Parma, Parmesan cheese, that can't be a bad thing, right? Parmesan cheese. We'll take you to the opera, Macy Milan football game, and just incredible experiences to be had. I think there's a question in the chat.
I'll look at it, and if you want to go ahead, and
Sure, yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
look up the numbers.
Short answer is a lot, which is really exciting. So yeah, again, these are really, really great for students who are looking to experience, of course, a big cultural hub in Europe, being a more modern urban environment, and also who are maybe looking for a little bit more independence to just kind of be on their own, which is great. Of course, we have resources and staff members there in the city with you, but you're not going to as kind of off the beaten path niche areas like you would be in Costa Rica. So it totally just depends on what you guys are looking for, what type of experience you'd like to have. And you can't go wrong in Italy. That's kind of the gist. Any questions, follow up from there, and we can go through London if you guys want to. Play this video more.
And is the instruction in English or Italian?
Yes, classes are in English for sure, for sure. We can help students find Italian classes though if they'd like to take the language. And even if they don't, you'd be surprised at how quickly you pick up Italian just living in Milan. It's really cool to kind of experience that and see students walk away with these newfound skills that they never thought they'd have, you know? And that's kind of the idea. Yeah.
Mr. Snyder, we currently, based on our records, we have 12 students signed up for Costa Rica. But again, we didn't have Sam listed as a student yet confirmed. So my numbers may be off a little. So 12 or more.
Yeah, last I checked, I thought we were over 20 for London and Costa Rica.
I asked Liz for a list this morning.
Yeah, they're coming in fast, which is so
Yay.
exciting. Cool.
Excellent. And what about London?
All right, let's go through London. Sorry, I'm technologically challenged, if you can't tell. There we go. Like the wrong guy to do this. Okay. London. Cool thing about London, we've got students there right now. They're having a blast. So that's exciting. More of a business, politics, history focus in London, but again, students have a lot of flexibility with what courses they'd like to study. Rather than taking classes at a university campus in London, we have this really cool study center that I can show you guys right in the heart of London where you'll be taking classes. Just like Milan, we'll give you a tube pass, which is the local metro in London, and you go to class on your own. We have some really, really cool excursions that students get to do, like taking a trip to Stonehenge, those amazing rocks that I don't know how they got there, you don't know how they got there, but they're there and they're amazing, and we'll take you in to go see them. We'll take you to Bath, which is famous for, shocker, these cool Roman baths in Europe. It's like a city close by London. And of course, there's a plethora of museums and culture and art to soak up in London. One really cool thing about London that I did not know, and I'll go back to those slides, is that London has one of the best street food scenes in the entire world. So if you like a diverse cuisine and you have a developed palate, then London's a great place for you. One of our residence halls actually is like walking distance from the coolest street food market in London. And it's like you can get some amazing food at like super low costs. So that's a real plus for London. And of course, there's so much to do and see around the city. You've got the West End, you've got an awesome football culture, an amazing art scene, and there is just a lot at your fingertips, whatever you'd like to get involved in. And of course, you'll be with Verto Vols taking these classes. Here's a great shot of the dorm rooms in London. This would be similar to Milan too. So typically it's kind of suite style. So typically we'll do about 2 to 3 rooms per suite, maybe 1 or 2 roommates per room. And there's a little kitchenette that you can see there, and you guys cook on your own. It's pretty interesting and fun to get immersed in the local grocery shopping and cooking scene within a city. In Europe, they actually, it's more of like a weekly shopping culture rather than buy your food for a couple weeks. And so it's kind of nice to get just another look at how that culture is. But there's a shot of the study center. Because this is more of an academic field or feel to the semester, we will make sure to hold classes at the British Museum, go and see guest speakers. So you're not only going to be behind a desk for your classes, even if the setting is a little bit more academic than maybe Costa Rica is. So you get a chance to like experience the city through an academic lens too, not just sitting behind a desk. But London is an awesome, awesome semester, and we partner with some really cool study abroad providers there that have some resources to get involved in everything under the sun. Sports clubs, again, art classes. If you want to go see a theater show or maybe get involved in a theater group, you can do that. There's so much. It's totally up to you. And again, you can see the courses that you have at your disposal here, and it just depends on what interests you the most. Yeah, another great semester. Questions on London or Milan or Costa Rica?
So Josh, could you take them through what that process is like? So they go onto your all site and they're filling out their interest form. Let's say then they've already made their deposit. What happens next for them? Do they, because they may have questions about how do we apply for financial aid? How does that work? And how do, just the timing of payments? I'm just trying to think of questions that I would have. I've made
Totally.
this is what I want to do. So where do we go from there?
Totally. So once a student deposits, so Sam, you're going through this right now, they'll be assigned a student success coach from the Verto team. That's your personal success coach that'll work with you one-on-one on everything from financial planning. They can walk you through how to add Verto to your FAFSA, how to add RBC to the FAFSA, essentially, to use federal aid. They'll walk you through your packing list. They'll introduce you to the other Verto Vols students. You'll participate in like pre-departure events. You'll get a swag bag in the mail, which is always great. So all that fun stuff starts happening after you enroll, and you have somebody there one-on-one with you to kind of walk you through every step. So if you have questions, you can reach out to them. Shawnee and myself are available at any time to answer questions. So all that kind of starts happening once students enroll. We'll also start working on what's the best flight for you to take. So, what airport makes the most sense for you to leave from? Do you want to link up with other students, other Verto Vol students, to be on the same flight as them? That's also something we can start working with you on too, to get that out of the way early. Because the earlier you do that, the more affordable it's going to be and the easier it's going to be. So all that great stuff starts happening once you enroll. Yeah, great question.
So when does the semester begin for fall?
We're shooting for an August 26th start date for every location. A little bit earlier this year to allot for the ever-changing state of the world that we're in now. So likely it'll be August 26th to about December 10th. So everyone will be home for the holidays and they'll be able to unwind and gear up for their spring at UT, which is, what a year, man. Costa Rica, UT, London, UT. Oh, makes me want to go back and do it again.
So speaking, good.
Well, I was going to say that Shawnee was talking to us about the COVID components relative to Europe and Costa Rica, and that as of now, everything is go live in August.
Great question. For you guys to know off the bat, we've got students in London right now. We've got students in Costa Rica right now. So with those two locations in particular, I mean, it's only going to get easier. The UK is doing really, really well, actually, comparatively to the EU with COVID. Costa Rica, we can be so flexible. We can implement policies to mandate testing, social distancing, mask wearing, all that stuff. If we have to do it next year, of course, we're going to do that. But these semesters are a go currently. For Italy, we are currently looking at backup options other than Milan. If Milan ends up being a hotspot or a higher than normal risk area, then we can go somewhere else. We have agility to do that. And if we have to, we will. You really can't go wrong in Italy. So wherever we end up there, if you're in Italy, it's going to be great. I suspect that every semester will run as normal next fall, especially because we've got students in 4 locations right now as we speak. I think it's only going to get easier. So as of right now, it's a go. If we can't run a semester due to health and safety for any reason, students can always switch into a location that's open. We had students do that last year and it's been great. So that's an option too. You're not locked in to the location you choose right off the bat, especially if health and safety implications are going to impact that in any way. Yeah. Yeah, great point.
Other questions for Verto or the University of Tennessee spring component that we can help with?
No, I think this was good. I think you got a lot of points across. Thank you.
Good, good.
No. Want to make sure everyone's information that they need to make the decision about what you're planning to do and for your future. And we know this is a lot of information to try to take in from a website. So we figured this might be a better opportunity to kind of sit and answer questions. And
The roommate question is very interesting. From what we were hearing from Shawneen, we've got students who develop a bond during the Verto overseas experience and attempt to be roommates. And we can try to navigate that if it's possible, depending on space availability. So let's say one of our other Verto Vol Costa Ricans that somebody you want to room with might not happen when you first get to UT in January, but we will try to navigate to getting you into the same room. There's a lot of switching in dorms. So what we want to do is make sure that your space is held. So that's admitting you as quickly as we can so that you're in line for housing. But we will try to navigate that with housing on trying to get someone that you've experienced overseas with. So we understand that. Any other questions? Josh, if you will put your email in the chat in case there are additional questions for parents and students that they can reach out, and I know you can share. You won't get a UTID and a net ID until we admit you as a transfer student. So Josh, I'm not sure you all navigate, I mean, probably by name, because the 20 to 30 students that are they assigned an ID through Verto or?
No, not anything like that so far. If we get big enough, maybe. But
You will have a UTID and a net ID. The UTID mimics a social security number. It's a 000 number. The net ID is the alphabetic and numeric before the .utk.edu with your email address. And both of those are vital components of being an enrolled student. So you can anticipate that hopefully in October. Glad to help. And I just hope that we were able to give you some answers. And if not, reach out. That's why we're here. And we don't want something to bother you, and that we have the answer for you. And we appreciate you taking time out. Samuel, do you have homework to do?
A little bit, yeah.
Well, we're going to let you go and do your homework to all the families here. Congratulations on being graduating seniors. And let us know if let us know if we can help. We want to provide additional information.
my contact information was on the bottom of your invitation for this Zoom, so reach out to me as well.
You all have a great evening.
Thanks for joining us and thanks for the great questions. Happy
everybody.
Have a good evening.
Bye. Trying to end it.